Hi everybody, I'm Anastasia Miron, that's my real name, I say it in English, but I dressed as a superhero because I'm going to talk about superheroes today, like it or not, but I consider parents superhero. Why? Because when I became a parent, I needed so many superpowers to survive, and I launched a startup based on the virtual reality immersive experiences. So I hope I have the presentation. It's child-proof yourself. My name is Anastasia, as I said. So the company purpose is to create a drama and trauma-free future. And by that, I mean parents talking to their children in a better, more compassionate, more connected way. And we don't always know how to do that. Probably a lot of you are parents, and sometimes you had the situation where you're like, oh my God, what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do, how do I control my emotions to control this little creature? So sometimes it gets challenging, and I was figuring out how to deal with it, what to do, and there are a lot of books, there are a lot of other audibles, workshops. I went to all of them. When my child had a crisis, I forget everything I've learned, and I thought, oh, there is a better way of learning, and I started exploring it. And of course, VR with its immersive experiences, it's much better way of learning. So the solution, in my opinion, would be a more connected parent that learns how to deal with the most difficult situations like crisis, tantrums, how to talk to the child about sex or about the first, I don't know, divorce the parents are going through, or I don't know, how to talk about money. It's extremely important too, and we don't really teach about financial wisdom or general knowledge. Oh, okay. And again, why now? Because I'm a mompreneur now. I call myself a mompreneur because I'm a social entrepreneur as well as a mother at the same time. And a lot of you know what is a startup. A startup is extremely engaging. It's very challenging, sometimes rewarding, sometimes not, just as parenthood is. Parenthood for me is the most challenging and at the same time the most rewarding experience I've had so far. So this is why I'm going to do it now. I am doing it now. And again, education is an everyday matter because every morning I wake up and I think, oh man, how I'm going to do this day, how I'm going to go through this day. And then the market is here. We are at the biggest conference of AR and VR, and we know that the numbers are there. AR is blooming, VR is growing, and we are adding more technologies to that. What I do is an application VR, so the technology is there for it. Then the market size. So it was a little bit tricky for me to understand what market I'm going to approach, right? What numbers I have to look at, and that's my third startup, and that was the most challenging to figure out where to place it. And I looked at the births, I looked at how many families are out there, households. Of course, not all the households have children, that's normal, but we do have a pretty good size of the market there, on the world market as well as US. The births per year. So it's almost 130, okay, unfortunately not all of them survive, unfortunately not all of them will be, will have parents till they're 5 or 6, or so the statistics are a little bit lower, right? But still, the market is huge. So parents can learn and use this VR technology to train their own children and train themselves on how to transform the disconnection of trauma into a proper communication. So the VR market, again, as we said, it's pretty big and blooming. So, 1.3 30 billion. It's like, whoa, okay. I don't know in what it is invested, not just in application, I'm sure in a lot of other technologies. But, I'm running out of time, damn it. I'm gonna just fast forward. So the competition, I looked at all of them, and there is not much, unfortunately, for the trauma prevention. See, I'm speeding up. And what I want to do is the prevention of trauma and anxiety. It's not just a cure, it's mostly based on the prevention. And it's a VR app, as I already said, it's an educational one. The business model is there. It would cost $4.99 per app, and would have in-app purchases. And the team is me and another people that are amazing, trust me, great people. And I gotta go. I'm sorry, that's the 4 years projections.